How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about MMAT metamaterials. Many have been saying, Dre, we need an update. So you know what? That's why I'm putting this video together for you guys. So I won't take up any more of your time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to be going over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support and we also want to know resistance. This is very key, especially if you're trying to trade off of the fluctuations or you want to have a good idea in regards to price movement. And then secondly, we're going to be going on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information. I feel this is very important. We want to know, does it continue to have short squeeze potential, and how many shorts, not how many shorts, but how much are shorts actually vested by taking a look at the short volume ratio. And then when that is done, we'll be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know, are there large scale orders coming in to MMAT stock? This is very important because it gives us a good idea whether institutions are trying to get involved in the play. And then when all of that is done, I'll be jumping into the final thoughts. So let's get to it. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for MMAT metamaterials. Let's see how it performed on the day. So you can see here it closed at $3.27, being down 4.94%. On the low, it tested $3.23, and then on the high, testing $3.50. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see here we traded at 8.77 million shares for today, and as far as for the average volume over 10 trading days, it was around 22.656 million shares. So well below average there, and it's part of the reasons why we ended up seeing a lot of pressure on the overall stock today. As far as the chart that we're using the 1-year daily chart. When we take a look at the RSI down below, you can see it's at 38.94, so it's definitely in the oversold territory. Indicators on our chart, we are below all of them. We are below the 100-day, the 21-day EMA, and as well as the 200-day. So usually when the stock breaks through the 200-day, it shows, you know what, there's a lot more downside risk here. We did end up testing around 323, and of course we're able to show some strength. But if it did decide to pull back even further, then the next level to keep an eye on will be right here around $2.95. If you see this particular area, please do not be surprised by this. That's why I want to make sure you guys are prepared. But if we're able to actually hold up this area at the 320s, of course I want to see us come back to reclaiming the 200-day at $3.66. We did test $3.50, but do keep in mind of the fact going into tomorrow, this is going to be a resistance area that needs to be passed. If we don't end up passing it, this is part of the reasons why I won't be shocked if we pull back. Of course, we will test 3 before getting into the 2s, but I just want to make sure that you keep that in mind. So the reversal that we're looking for, we want to see it actually go to the 370 level, has some strength above the 200-day, be able to hold this area in regards to building support, some consolidation, and then with increased buying pressure, look forward to seeing more stronger moves to the upside. So we're on Fintel. We're going to take a look at the short interest information for MMAT metamaterials. So we see the short volume ratio being at 34.23%. As we scroll down on the page, the short shares availability is at 1 million, updated 27 minutes ago. And as far as for the short borrow free rate, it is at 3.19%. As we scroll down further on the page and take a look at the history of the short volume ratio from FINRA, we can see for July 26 close, it was at 56.92, and on the 23rd, which was last week, it was at 55.36. So taking this into consideration, definitely a lot higher than the numbers being shown on Fintel's particular numbers of how they do their calculations. So one thing to keep aware of, if we have a lot more volume coming into MMAT, and we're talking about buying volume here, then we could definitely look forward to seeing some strong moves to the upside. And it's part of the reasons why I want to make sure if you are inside of this play, you're keeping an eye on all of these factors. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution information for MMAT. So we could see here on the inflow, we have 7,174, and then on the outflow, we have 6,934. When we take a look on the large, we see 0 on the inflow side, and as far as on the medium, we have 3,880, and as far as for the small, we have 3,294. When we take a look at the outflow side, on the large is at 244, and then on the medium, we have 4,054, and then on the small, we have 2,635. When we take a look, the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you could see here we had 0 on the 26th, 0 on the 23rd, which was last week, and then as far as for the 22nd was our inflow day, and the 21st was also an outflow day, and we had an outflow day today for July the 27th being at 244.36. So we've seen mainly outflows being averaged out for the past 5 trading days. So one thing that you want to keep in mind is the fact this is why we ended up seeing pressure on the stock overall in general. When you have a lot of selling that's going to be happening, of course the price is going to be coming down. And then on top of that, if you add in regards to the short interest, shorts are benefiting off the price coming down as well. And then many people are just selling out because of course you're looking at your investment, you're looking at how the market is, and you're just like, all right, you know what, I don't want to deal with this. But one thing that we can understand and we see here, there were some big outflows on the large scale side. So this is part of the reasons why even though inflow ended up being outflow for the day, we had more large scale orders that were coming out, which affected the stock. So now let's jump into the final thoughts. So for my final thoughts for MMAT metamaterials, definitely continue to keep an eye on this play. For anyone who's trying to trade off of the fluctuations, be aware of those areas of support like we spoke about. I think this is very key, so at least you have an idea in regards to your entry and as well as your exit strategy. I do want to see MMAT be able to hold up on that 200-day. That'll be the most preferable situation here, and then I want to see some strength making a move to the upside, so we have a bullish move, and that's something that we really want to see from this play. When we went on Fintel, we could see from the short interest information it continues to have a ton of short squeeze potential, but we need to make sure that comes with volume, because the more buying pressure we can have coming through this play, then of course we can end up seeing that move that we are looking for. We didn't end up getting that volume that we really wanted for today, and it's part of the reasons why we see the price coming down, because if you add the short interest, then on top of that there's a lot of pressure on the stock overall in general, and then on top you also have large scale orders that are coming out because institutions are selling out of positions. But do keep in mind of the fact it's still maintaining some strength, and the price is pretty much almost near the bottom, but of course there is some more downward risk, and that's part of the reasons why I talked about it in the technicals as well. So continued, if you are inside of this play and you believe in the long-term prospects, do your homework, do your due diligence, make sure you have high conviction, and do the right thing that is best for you. For anyone who's inside of this play and you're dying to get out, then just make sure that you sit down with yourself, you see what your loss is, see how you can go about recovering it as far as looking at other plays, and then also figuring out, hey, what is the thing that you could actually learn from the experience that you had as far as holding a stock and the price coming down? Is there something that you could do differently? And if you need help with that, of course, you could join the private group. The link is always down inside the description, and we'll be happy to have you a part of the family. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.